We set up a time to meet prior to when we start. When you show up 3 minutes before you start,
I was here. I was trying to get this thing situated. It sucks.
I show up typically an hour before the show.
Yeah, tell the people why their time is invaluable.
So Bill's not here. He's like late again. So let's see how this works. Look, it automatically went to us.
that was really cool. And it unmuted us.
Yeah.
I
That is really cool.
myself.
Oh, you didn't have to. You could have left it. Whatever. I
Oh,
unmuted
yeah?
myself too because I started talking.
I just wanted to see what would happen. I just left it, let it roll.
So we had we like changed something on our streaming software and we automatically put our intro video in. So when we hit live, it just automatically does it. So Adam and I were being amazed with that.
Joe Shearer.
Oh.
That's
So
right.
yeah, Bill's not here to do his like amazing, fabulous intro. Bill's like, you know, coming late to the show all the time now because like he has like father duties and crap. It's kind of lame.
Yeah.
What happened to Isaiah? He's still
I don't
making videos?
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
he tried to. I gotta be careful how I say it, but yeah, he's around.
Change his name.
No, because I thought I seen him trying to post something. I'm not sure, and anyways, put this on the by accident. I declined it.
Gotcha.
I declined it. Nice, Joe.
That was
Good
very
idea.
nice.
Probably, yeah. Anyways,
So we're gonna say this right now. Not that anybody's watching this, but if you want to post like advertising crap in the overtime group, not talking about what Joe was saying, but just in general on the Facebook group, they just get taken down. We don't advertise in there. Everybody that wants to post their YouTube shows and all that stuff in overtime, sorry, only a few people are getting in. We're kind of jerks about that. So
yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
is what it is. But yeah, man.
Our overhead just went up, we found out.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Because of the freaking software. They just raised the price on us.
Yeah. But it's weird. Like, yeah, they literally raised the price quite a bit for the basic plan for people. They like doubled it almost.
Well, this is not basic.
No, I know. No, but for the basic plan, it went up even like it's not more money than what we pay for our plans, but it almost doubled or something like that. From the price, whatever. Well, they were trying to hook people, but now that they realize that they're popular, they're raising up the prices, just like when Amazon started, you know? But let's see.
Brian. Oh,
Bill says that baby's still crying. So
how did he get stuck with baby duty on Friday night is what I want to know.
I don't know. Because he enjoys it. No, he enjoys Friday night. That was a deep one.
Yeah. I was going to say.
That was a deep one.
You got to think about it and wrap your mind around it a little bit, right?
Think about it just a little bit. So
I don't know why
that t-shirt, Adam, is so beautiful.
What is?
That t-shirt you're wearing.
That is Doug Crawl's shirt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He gave us those at the symposium.
Looks like a Christmas sweater.
Is not working.
Christmas sweater, but in a t-shirt form.
Christmas sweater. We need to come out with an HVAC overtime ugly Christmas sweater. It'll have some dude squeezing that Blue Death leak lock crap in his fucking ear. Just like
yes. You're onto something.
So all we need to do is take a picture of Joe and have him just squeeze blue leak lock in his ear because, you know,
dude, I can make it
exactly
so look
like that
him.
guy.
I could try to make it look like him.
You don't have to try to look like him, bro.
True.
Just let your facial hair grow a little bit wilder
A little bit longer.
You'll look just like him. And get the pube curls in it, and that's what you need. It needs to like curl up like it's pubes, and then.
Oh, he has curls.
I don't know. It's been a long time. What did you guys like you bring the worst out of me. Like I always feel guilty.
We try.
I always feel guilty when I actually like, yeah.
All right, you want to see it?
Go
want
for
to see
it.
what? Are you gonna show me a freaking Kermit the Frog cucumber? What are you doing? Oh, I got it.
Look at how freaking fat my ankle is. I have cable,
dude.
Do you sell your feet on like OnlyFans or anything?
Those are
freaking
not
nasty,
something you'd
bro.
want to be licking. I'll tell you that right now.
You bruised up foot.
It's nasty, man. So how did you do that? Did you like fall off of a ladder or fall off the truck when you were lifting something heavy in it?
I'll show you.
On overtime,
because I think
there.
everybody knows because it's posted everywhere.
It was
we
it
had to post it.
It hurt so bad.
It looked like it hurt. You screamed like a baby.
Dude, I did not like usually I'm not making sounds when I hurt.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, but you sent it and like Bill and I were like kind of like just looking like kind of like we're both probably like wondering should we laugh because this is fucking hilarious. Chris is like, oh, I feel your pain at him. He couldn't laugh right away.
He said fell off.
And then Chris's wife laughed at it.
Yeah, I showed it to my wife and she freaking started laughing.
He tells her, these guys are dicks. They're laughing at him. She starts bawling. Shack Attack, what's going on? Oh, no sound.
There's no noise. We didn't get to hear the sound. I guess you could just imagine the sound.
Yeah, the sounds do make it.
They do.
At least up until the hit.
Yeah, that did look like it hurt though, man. That freaking hurt.
Hey,
we didn't get to talk to you. That was a you wrote an article recently. I saw it popping up on social media.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. What was the article?
I guess.
Which one?
It was
cool. What was it about?
It was about like tying, if you have like rodents in your house or spiders and that type of stuff, how that ties in with
building science. Yeah.
Building science.
And it was the cool thing about the article was that there was factual information in there, but he also related it to his house and how he just grabs a circular saw and starts cutting holes in his fucking floor. And we know this from experience. Like Adam just tells us, I think I'm going to demo my kitchen. And he just fucking starts demoing all the walls in his kitchen. Yeah. And then for a whole year, he doesn't have a kitchen.
Well, did you see what Steve Rogers said on that post?
Yes.
Well, if you guys didn't see it, in the comments, he's like, I'm curious how you ended up fixing the floor. Did you like weave the hardwood floors back in, or did you run it perpendicular? Or what did you do? I was just like, let's not talk about the hardwood floor. In fact, let's never bring that up ever again.
Why? What's up with it?
He didn't do it
because there's still a hole in my floor right now.
Okay, I got it.
Oh. Gee, you think we have ADHD or something? Like just fucking like, we're bored with this. We fixed it. Once you tend to get involved in something, you love the intricacy of it, you love to dig in deep, but then once you like finish the hardest part, you usually have such a hard time finishing the easy shit. You're just like, whatever. Or you don't want to spend a shit ton of money. So
you're right, Chris.
Oh, chipmunk.
Yeah, then he wonders why my wife's upset with me today. Only because you have no floors for 2 years.
Yeah, that was me. It hurt so bad.
We're in the midst of like still getting ready to do our wood floors, and oh god, I'm just like so stressed out about doing, because we have glued down hardwood floors that all need to be replaced. We have termite damage in them from previous crap, and they're completely destroyed, just old, right? They're 20 or 25 years old or something like that, and they're just done. So we've been just like getting ready for the process, and we bought a new bedroom set for our bedroom. And we held off. We told them to hold it as long as they could because we planned on getting the floors done. So 60 days went by and they finally called us. They're like, you have to take this. And we're like, fuck. Okay. So they delivered it, but now we got to move that when we do the floors. Like, it's been hard to get it done. I've had a lot of shit going on.
Chipmunk did a little AC work today.
Oh, did he? How do you know?
He ran an electrical feed. He says it right there. That's how we know.
Oh, my bad. I didn't even see that. Fun fact: the easy electrical chop say was running a feed on the AC guy. Oh, that's all right.
Unfinished projects everywhere. When we were doing our bedroom, like we had to get, it's like Pandora's box, right? So you get a new bedroom set, nothing works in there anymore. So you get new lights and TV, all this crap, right? And so my wife's like, this room looks really nice, except for the green tape on the wall that's covering up the holes that I did for like the video series when I taped to air seal the holes. Yeah, it's still just green tape all over my house. Like,
So I think that before you start doing the floors, you should finish your HVAC project.
that'd be pretty smart. I also need to patch all the holes. I figured, well, it's Pandora's box. So I'm like, okay, I need new floors, but I probably should just go ahead and paint my whole house first too. Like fix all the drywall, paint the whole house.
No. Do the floors first and then paint the house.
Why? What happens if they get shit on the floors?
The flooring guys are going to screw up the walls, guaranteed. I mean, unless you're okay with doing touch-ups in there.
Well, but I mean, I have moldings. I have 4.5-inch moldings on top of the floors. All that's coming up.
But
all the moldings
you're not doing hardwood anymore.
I'm gonna go with laminate.
Yeah, no, then they
Laminate?
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with laminate because I don't want to have to deal with the problems. I don't know. I'm still we're 99% sure we're going with laminate, but I don't know. The thing about laminate, like the hardwoods that I have, is we've had, if you have water damage in like a small spot, this is all glued tongue and groove. How the fuck you getting that shit done right? Like, it's gonna be almost impossible to get to set again. Like, so you have to almost replace everything. It's just a freaking joke. So,
how is hardwood up there? Like, it's so dry.
Yeah, we don't have any problems at all. You just seal it and you're good to go. But it needs to be refinished, and this floor hasn't been refinished in the 12, 15 years, however long we've lived here. We haven't refinished it. So it's like we probably should have refinished it when we first moved in, but we just didn't. So yeah.
It does look good because I've done it once before. Anyways, I sanded it and then I put what's that stuff they use? Just wax, like a polished wax. And it worked out okay. But it's still old looking.
Look at Ty. Ty's just like the rest of us. Put a window in for his wife. He just has to put up the trim and some ceiling. It's been 8 months, pretty much.
She was really happy though. I saw her post about it. Like, I think she was doing it in the middle of winter.
I have so many projects. Like 2 years ago, we redid our backyard and I never finished the hill. So it's like, cause I had ran out of money on my budget. And so I didn't do the hill. So I have this big giant hill that's just all dirt, and the gardeners just have to keep the weeds off of it. And it's like, I'm sitting here worried because it's a hill that goes up to a house above me. And I'm starting to see with the last rains, I'm seeing little like cracks going down the dirt. And I'm like, oh, dude, I got to get some plants on there to keep the ground from sliding when the rains come. And that's the last thing I need is my neighbor's yard ended up in my yard. Like, that's not going to be fun.
Well,
so yeah, I probably should finish that before I do anything too.
Yeah. I went to this training. People work on them.
What is that?
They give you this fucking brick.
What is that?
Prism.
They give it to you?
Yeah. Well, you pay for a lot of money for the course.
Dude, that looks like a 1996 freaking tablet. Like
it's like a cop tablet. With the thing.
Yeah, dude, that looks so old.
I know, but that's.
I have that same exact mount for my iPad that I use for work with the hand thing. Yeah, and it twists off and it's a magnet too. That's the one that I use all the time. It's got a hand strap on it that I keep on it all the time.
Nice.
I'm thinking of getting that, to be honest.
So what was that training?
Aeon.
How did you like it?
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, because that training costs a shit ton though, huh?
It does. It was good. He tried to squish everything in one day. A big week course. I'm pretty sure. I think Jason might have done it. Yes, he's awesome. I think it's awesome too. For a little bit that I was doing it, he tried to do a crash course, but he's the distributor who brings these units in Toronto and Ontario, I guess.
How much?
But anyway, class? I know him, by the way. Sorry.
How much was the class?
I didn't ask, but I think it's she mentioned it, but I wasn't just not even listening to it. But I think it was more than $2,000 because with the tool and everything, it was at least $2-3 grand
for one day. That's wild.
I know, but it was good. Like Jason said, Prism. So I think it's awesome. I wish I was thinking that maybe Jason might know, but I was thinking of like how can I explain it? Units that need some kind of module. I'm thinking of like getting a spare module, like a basic one that you could hook up Prism to and use it. I know they don't want to use their shit on other fucking people's equipment. But dude, you could set up everything with Prism. What contacts you want, what do you want to read, how you want to. It's just you could do so much with one module. It's crazy. I like it. And
Jason's offering his help too because he works on Aeons. So he's worked on Aeons a bunch. So he says get a hold of him. And I've messaged Jason. He's given me good information before when I'm working on stuff. So
do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember Jeff the maintenance man?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You guys don't remember? There was this guy who had a YouTube channel. His name was Jeff the maintenance man, but it wasn't Jeff Jeff. It was Jeff Geoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in the early days before the Overtime show. We all watched him before even, Cowboys or any of that stuff. I think he was like one of the first YouTube. I mean, not the first, but he was one of the first guys doing videos.
I remember him always trying to mess with an Aeon unit. He had no clue what he was doing.
Climb up into it and be like, just got to push this button, and it works. Like push the oil reset and boom, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that because even the guys that the guys doing PMs or what, I go, guys, how are you guys checking these? Do you guys know what you're doing? No, we never check them. Like we need a course.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we did it because we have this place. I think it was in the video I just did. That was one of the places. I think we have two places that have Aeon units, and if shit hits the fan, dude, we have no idea what the fuck we're doing.
Doesn't that
it's literally, you know what I mean? So,
doesn't that phonetically look like Geoff?
Yeah.
Well, you guys remember Jeffrey from Toys R Us? His name was spelled with a G like that.
Really?
I'm almost positive it was, dude. I think originally it was. I could be wrong, but I think it was.
Interesting.
Sometimes I'm wrong about pop culture, but sometimes I'm right.
Oh,
so we were starting to talk before the show, and I realized that I buy too much crap sometimes, and I just kind of splurge on certain things. Like certain things I'll be super cheap on, but then other things I just do it. And
then what he does is he takes his old things and sends them to Bill.
Sometimes, yes. Yeah. Actually, that's true. I've sent him phones, watches, freaking tablets. You're right. Damn, I have sent Bill
camera.
Fuck, I did. Goddamn. So I totally regret buying the new iPhone. I do. It's fucking stupid.
You could send that one to me, and then you could.
I would send my 15 before I send my fucking 16. The phone is awesome. It's just not that much different from the 15. So it's like you feel kind of silly. But originally, my plan, that's not the only reason why I don't like it. I knew that it wasn't going to be very different, but it did have a better camera and it has a better microphone.
How much better camera? Like, what are we talking about?
Well, they lied about the camera. The camera's not better. The microphone's better. The audio sounds so much better on the new iPhone, like when you record. But the video camera with its auto color correcting, dude, it whitewashes everything.
Oh,
I'm at nighttime and it's like, dude, I gotta color correct this video. You know how stupid it is to
color. Can you turn that off?
You can't. Yeah,
I'm sure I can. I'm just too stupid. I just like on the Samsung when you just turn it on and it works. And it's, dude, I don't do anything with the Samsung. I just click 4K 60 frames, done. iPhone needs to figure out their crap, man. So,
but I got the work phone they gave us. Like I'm pretty sure I mentioned it. I don't know if it's S23, S24, and whatever. Dude, when I'm from far and trying to get something like a good picture or something, I have to literally use my iPhone and then send it to myself because that phone has crappy camera compared to the iPhone. I am sorry.
Yeah,
and I'm glad I have it and I could compare it because I don't know I don't think.
What phone what was your old phone?
What do you mean?
You said the old phone was better?
No, the one I have now.
Oh, the 16 is better.
15 is better than.
Oh, you didn't buy the 16? I thought you bought the 16. Usually you're buying everything I do
easy. Too. I just got the iPad. Take it easy.
Dude,
I just got the new
serious.
iPad.
I don't know if you guys have saw in the chat, but Joe posted a long video this week.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
What was it, like a 30-minute video?
20-something minutes, yeah. Try to fucking keep it low. But yeah, I did. It came out right.
Your helper seems like a nice guy. He's a go-to.
Go-getter. He's a go-getter. Yeah. Some people are just not gonna. They're just gonna be happy where they are. That's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Ty,
You know.
that's exactly the phone that I'm talking about. The S24 Ultra, the freaking video camera on that's so easy, but it sucks transferring to an Apple computer to edit because the thumbnails don't transfer over. So you got to look at file numbers, and it's so stupid. It's just, I don't know. It's just frustrating how Apple does that crap. But I'm an Apple fanboy at this point now, though.
I bet. Even this, Jason, do you have a little hack? How do you connect the link to an Apple? You can, eh? That sucks.
Well, it's got to be to that specific brand tablet.
No, you could do it. No, I could get Prism on a laptop, and with this thing, I could hook up to it, but it can't be an Apple. You know what I mean? That blows. It would have been so handy.
So why don't let's talk about? I'm curious to hear what does that Prism do, Joe? You're talking about Prism. You said it multiple times. I don't know anything about Aeons.
That's the language of the Aeon units, right? That's their control language. Is Prism? Is that not? Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you say there's a couple of names, but yeah, that's what it is.
It's like a protocol.
You write the program.
Yeah.
You could the way you could communicate other systems with them. The way you could what sensors you want to read.
Not just for Aeons.
It's for just Aeon, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, when you said other systems, I was confused.
No, because the modules are from Aeon, and they don't want you to put their modules in other equipment. But if you, I don't see why you couldn't. They have the same inputs, outputs. You could assign things, either millivolts. These Will or Jason, or even the techie guys, Chipmunk, but they'll know. Anyways, and you could just set up your whole program, what you want to read, which sensor you want to read. Do you want to get an average of all the same units, outdoors? You want to just have one sensor and let them use just the one? It's pretty neat, the stuff you could do, I have to admit.
So was the instructor pretty good, pretty knowledgeable and everything?
Yes, but my ex-boss used to hate him.
Why?
It's a small world, man. He's so hard to explain, but pretty much we got all our equipment from his company. So when he see me and I see him, I'm like, oh, hi. But anyway, it was just a little awkward.
Did you bury the hatchet?
Yeah, I never really had a thing with him, but he was surprised to see me, and yeah, I wanted to get into it, but we weren't really doing.
Well, no, we want you to get into it. Tell us a little bit more.
No, I mean just with the systems. I wasn't doing Aeon systems.
Yeah, every time you talk, we hear a little bit more about your life. So it's
why do they hate each other, Joe?
Yeah,
because he was kind of not stealing our work, but not really, because they're the manufacturer. So, were
they coming in and potentially selling jobs to your customers?
No, but there is a company that's known in the GTA that does that. You go to them.
Okay.
I'll just say you go to them to get equipment. They're trying to fucking what's it called? Keep their 150 employees busy. They sent their sales guys to that house or to the commercial building, trying to rip off that customer. Not to rip them off, to rip them off you, to get him, to steal them. And they're the only company, and it's everybody knows about it. So it's pretty bad now that everybody knows. It's a big company.
What's their name?
I'm not saying it.
Come on, you tell us.
Back in the day, well, I was implying something, but back in the day, I had a manufacturer, not me actually. I was still really young in the trade, but we had a manufacturer that we would call to. It was actually Hoshizaki ice machines. Okay, they started selling direct to their customers, or to my customers. So they were restaurants and stuff. And so we would call to get a quote and then give a job name. And then they would get a hold of the customer. And then the customer would be like, oh, yeah, we bought direct from Hoshizaki. That shit was going on. I thought that's what you were going to say they were doing.
No.
That shit was bullshit. They don't do that anymore, but they did.
Yeah. And actually, these units actually have a lot of, they use, I've seen a couple of you guys' videos. I don't come across them a lot, but the other VFD, they're the Yasawaka, whatever VFDs.
Oh, yeah.
Yasawaka.
I don't know.
Waka.
Starts with a Y, something or other. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I don't know how dependable those are, but I always just come across. Yeah, Yaskawa. I don't usually come around to those too much, or if I see them, I don't really, whatever. But anyways, so it's pretty good. Again, new stuff for me is interesting. If I could dive in, it's It's stressful and it's interesting at the same time. So
Yeah, well, we always, or at least most of us, at least the four of us, we tend to like challenges,
Right.
So we like to start a challenge. And then for a while, it's funny how similar we all are, because we all kind of fall back into a rut for a while, and then we like get motivated by something and then dive into a challenge, and then we just kind of fall back. And all four of us do that consistently.
Right. You know what's funny, actually? I want to tell you guys this. I only got a brief of it. This old guy. I heard this old guy talking at this teaching thing. Anyways, and he was talking about something with communication wire. Let me see if I could remember what it was. But anyways, shielding. You know when a wire is shielding?
Yeah.
It creates what's it called? Not capacitance. Yeah, is it capacitance? And it fucks up your signal. So sometimes
you're supposed to ground one side of
only one side.
Yes.
You have to, if you ground both sides, that's when it'll start messing with your stuff.
But I heard there's some things like he was talking about. I don't know what it was, but they use I think even this module. I think maybe that's what he brought it up.
Oh, maybe
you can't use shielding. You have to have just like wire. You can't have shielding wire because it fucks up the.
Even if you ground one side.
Oh, is that what you're saying? Without the shielding, you got ground one side.
If you have shielding, you take the shielding, you ground one side of it.
No, because you're saying something with the metal and the wire, it creates capacitance, so it screws up the signal.
Capacitance.
Yeah, I don't know. No idea.
There's just like random things popping up in the chat, and I'm really confused right now. Everybody's trying to answer what you're trying to say, but we're getting a lot.
I think you could ground one side. I think that eliminates all that.
That's my ground one side if you have 4 wires.
No, okay. So on the shielding, you take the shield.
No shielding though. Oh,
but that's what we're saying. The problem with the shielded wire has the extra wire,
right?
And the wire, yeah.
The metal. So you clip one end, and then you take the other end and you ground it. On one side, and then it protects it. That's the point. So I'm wondering if they're not doing it right, or is there really a problem with shielded wire?
That's what I was saying. I think I actually mentioned that. Well, I thought you just grounded.
Look at Tyler HVACR Tech is saying with Lawn Talk you're not supposed to. See, I don't do any controls work, so I don't know.
See, I'm glad I'm not going crazy. Yeah, it creates some, and it. You know how I think he was trying to explain. You know how the sine waves are up, down, up, down, up, down. Well, the capacitance and the way it's when it happens together, it kind of doesn't go up and down. It kind of curves down. So like it's not a good signal. I
don't think that's the correct word, capacitance.
I don't think it is either. But I'm just letting him go, dude. I mean, it's just like when he doesn't have a microphone, we just let him go.
Capacitance.
Come on, we've been having a really. Are you saying
capacitance?
Capacitance. My bad.
No, you can't even say that right. You said capacitance. It's capacitance.
Listen, when he was saying this, I was intrigued. I was like, "What? Are you serious?" And yeah, then he pulled out fucking paper. He's like, "Yeah, you see all these? You know how you go graph up down."
Was he wearing like really tight jeans so you got distracted?
No, he was pretty cool. But he's like, he went up, down, he went up across, and then he curved. He's like, that's what happens. It curves every up. So he's like, and then it kind of slows down. So it's not going back. It's not reading the right. I don't know.
Did you? You should have said, "Can you draw that for me?"
He did draw it.
Did he?
I can draw it for you right now. I'll draw it for you right now. What he drew for me.
You got a whiteboard?
No, the notepad actually.
Oh, what's a notepad?
So you got
like a piece of paper.
Speaking of wasting money and speaking of notepads,
hey, can't you like clap your hands and your camera will focus at your table or something?
Oh, I don't want to do that.
You know that
that's my schlong is out,
Chris. You know that Remarkable tablet I have, Remarkable 2?
Yeah.
They came out with a new one that's color.
Dude, I hate technology because of how often they come out with stuff. Like, but I will say that my daughter was asking for her birthday for what's the Amazon e-reader thing? Kindle? Yeah, she wanted a Kindle. And I was like, what do you want a Kindle for? And she's like, I want to be able to read books. And I go, so I'm talking to my wife because she really wanted it. Are we looking at downtown Chicago or is that Toronto? Over the water, because like there's the reflection in the water on the other side.
That looks like my dental records.
Yeah, oscilloscope, great. Yeah. So this is what I mean. So you got your 0 to 5, right? So
wait, did you say oscilloscope?
No, I don't know how to say these words. These words are too fucking crazy, guys.
Oscilloscope?
Oh yeah. But anyway. So you go up and down, right? Down, up, 5 millivolts. But with that shielding, it screws up the fucking signal. So you go up and then it
So
curves
why
out.
does it say ooh? Why does it say ooh at the end?
Joe.
Does it say ooh?
Ooh.
Multiple people, now I'm understanding, multiple people are saying, even Will Speed is saying, that's why you need end-of-line resistors on RS-485 circuits.
That's why you need
I have no clue what that means.
I don't know either. This is like literally, I don't think
These
Joe
are
does
his
either,
teeth.
because he's over here with his oscilloscope. And
Listen, all I got is that from like quickly. I try and remember as much as you can why you don't use shielding wire for a certain wire. Somebody said it to me. You guys were saying it. These guys are saying it. There's a reason why, and now he tried to explain to me why, what it does. And like
Will
wow.
Speed is really smart, Joe. You should meet him in real life. He's a smart dude.
he is
Are you trying to draw a PWM signal, Joe? Yeah.
a pulse width modulation signal.
For us, it's just a 0 to 5. Oh, is that what it is? A 0 to 5 signal, okay? I don't want to know how it's doing it, how it works, but this was interesting when I was like, because you could be on a call, like somebody uses maybe a different one. Like, what the hell? Why is this not working? And then you realize, oh, wait.
A resistor at the end of your comm line seems obvious. I don't know. It's not obvious to me.
No, it's obvious to me too, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
I sent Clive a link, by the way.
Yeah, somebody gives you a connection wire with the clips on both ends. Like, you don't know you gotta put a resistor or anything. It's just a signal wire.
Joe's over here walking around with things clipped to his nipples while he's working. Like, what do I do with this? I don't know.
Is that where you put your? That's where you hold your alligator clips as you're walking around during the day.
Oh, okay. We're not gonna pick on Joe anymore. We're done picking on Joe for the night.
Oh, thanks.
Sometimes I feel bad. I feel like Joe's gonna murder me for real.
Don't feel bad.
Okay, cool. Then
Square wave.
I'll be a
dick.
dick.
That's fine.
No.
I don't mind.
You can't see it.
No, I can't see it, and I don't want to see it. That's disgusting, bro. It's almost as bad as your freaking nasty ass feet. So
I'm gonna clip these on my toenails.
If Clive doesn't come up, or if anybody else wants to come up and talk about some of this communication stuff, come up, talk.
Come up. What's my turn?
So it's
I
obvious because you don't want the signal to reflect back and fuck up your clean signal.
I had a
I know, but
we had a meeting this week at work.
yeah.
Okay, and
A 4-hour meeting.
Oh, was it one of those sensitivity trainings where you learn not to look at each other and say the things that make you get in trouble? Oh, no. I hate those.
But yeah, that's difficult to sit, and just sit there and have a conversation on a computer for 4 hours. Although we used to do it quite often, right? We would do our show and then we would stay online and keep talking for hours.
Yeah, but there was a lot. I mean, imagine if you could consume alcohol at a work meeting. Oh my God, meetings would be so much better, because that's how we got through the 4-hour shows that we would do. That was back when. Yeah.
Send Will the link if you want, if you don't mind. Message him or something. He said he'll
send it to Will. We have to do sensitivity training, like, because our insurance company gets involved and stuff. It's so freaking dumb, dude. Oh my gosh.
So we're gonna create a new class, and it is a heat pump retrofit class.
Oh, cool.
So it's like a 1-day class, and it's gonna be an introduction, like a high-level thing, and then there's gonna be a class following it. But basically, like, what you should be looking out for and paying attention if you're gonna convert over from a gas system to a heat pump.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be pretty cool.
I think that it'll be very beneficial, and because a good majority of the industry doesn't understand. We still have issues with the heat pump problems we had from the 90s out here in California. Everybody's still afraid of them. So, and that was just because nobody was sizing them correctly back then.
I sent Will a link in Facebook Messenger. Oh, so there was this dude, speaking of Facebook today. This reminds me of me several years back or whatever, but this guy was talking about this big house. It was 3,300 square foot or something like that.
Yep.
And he said that the owners of the house don't want to make all these ductwork modifications because a 5-ton won't work on his current system. And he's like, it's only 3.5 tons worth of ductwork. And I'm like, 3.5 tons sounds pretty accurate. He lives right by me. But
what's up, Will?
So what's
guys?
Hey, Will, 1 second. So what's he gonna do about it?
I don't know.
Sorry about being so much in the dark, because literally I am in the dark.
Oh.
That's all right.
Yeah,
can
how's
tell.
that? You guys have no power
forgot
for how
about
long
that
now?
Power went out like what? 2 days ago,
Oh wow.
middle of the storm. But hey, got my things ready.
So
Okay.
where you're at,
Hotspot.
did you guys get hit by the first one that went through?
No, well, we did. We were I'm in Tampa proper, so
Oh, okay. All
we
right.
got the north end. We got lucky. We got lucky. Bradenton, Sarasota. I do have to say those. I got friends down there. I got people who work with me down there, and they're not in good shape, but you know they're used to it. They've got smashed a couple times
Yeah.
past couple of years.
Crazy.
Yeah, these hurricanes were pretty bad coming through. It messed up a lot of people. So
Hey, I do have to say, you know, to all my fellow Floridians, chill the F out. Remember that when the light goes away from the traffic stop, it's a 4-way stop. Please.
oh gosh, man. Dude, that's the truth.
How you know,
man.
right?
We have that problem
People
here
are
too.
that.
That and
Jeez.
people don't like so
No,
many people
it's-
don't follow the rules and they don't know like just take turns. Like
Yeah.
you know, they'll just sit at the stops and like, when do I go? What do I do? And it's
Yeah.
like, just take turns, man. Just go. Like move.
No, I'm going like, go, run. And they're looking at me like, I see a guy looking at me like, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, go, come on. Either go, I'm running over. Let's go.
Honestly, I
No,
was
but
thinking, like,
on that, yeah, go
we're
ahead.
losing, we're losing
cutting
your
out a
audio
little bit.
right now, dude. You're like barely coming through.
I was just about to say, like, you know,
I
obviously
expected-
that sucks that you don't have any power in that, but like, in a way, it's like you're just unplugging from everything, and that would be kind of
Yeah.
cool a little bit. Like, it's obviously not ideal. You don't have air conditioning, you don't have all the bare necessities in that, but there's some
Yeah.
freaking monsters.
You know,
being
no, it's actually not that bad. I did go through Maria in Puerto Rico in 2017, which I spent personally 6 months without power.
Wow.
You know, it is what it is. You got to deal with it, and I'm not stressed out. You know, I've somebody said, "Oh, that generator doesn't work." I have a can of carb cleaner. Clean the carb. It's running. So I've got my fridge nice and cool. I've got a hot plate. I can cook food for my family.
Yeah.
Everybody's good.
Yeah.
Clive.
How you doing, Clive?
Hello, how's things?
Mr. Clive, how are you, sir?
Hello, Will, how's things?
Another wonderful dark night.
Indeed. This is when you need all your power banks all charged up before the power goes off.
Yep. That's the truth. That is the
Exactly.
truth.
Did you do that, Will?
They were all. Oh yes. It's
I figured
hey,
you would.
the law of the 7 P's. Proper previous planning prevents piss poor performance.
Nice.
Yep.
So who wants to dive into some little some talk about shielded wire and why some things don't take shielded wire and why can you not use shielded wire with it?
Well, I'll hit you on, for example, RS-485, which we deal a lot with a back net. The thing is that when you get to the end of the line, there is always every device that's on it has a certain load. You know, they say quarter load, eighth load. These are systems which are based on a serial communication, which is Clive. Please correct me. How old is this?
Ancient.
485.
It's close to like it's like
Yes.
it's right next to the original RS-232, I think.
Yeah,
The
it's like
strength-
smoke signals.
The strength of the RS-485, the thing that lets it transmit huge distances, is that the two lines in it, one goes positive, another goes negative. They toggle backwards and forwards. And because they've got very high current capability to the drivers, the capacitance is less of an issue because it literally smashes those lines up and down. It charges and discharges them. And the equipment other end just looks for that polarity differential.
So what is, like, a really
Exactly.
stupid question? What is an RS-485? Like, what are we even talking about? Because I don't even know what we're
That is
talking about right now.
It's an IEEE standard for serial line communications. You have RS-232, which is what came before RS-485. It's just how you pass data, either zeros and ones, through a pair of wires. It's either a 0 or a 1. How you pass it through that line.
So it's like a language.
Actually, it's just an electrical standard because there's loads of different systems. Like a refrigeration system might use its own protocol, but the lighting industry, we use RS-485 and the guy's DMX dimmer multiplex, where it's actually the data protocol is the name, but it is underneath that. It is just an RS-485 network. And it is a twisted pair.
It's just the base.
Twisted
Yeah, baseline is just a twisted pair of.
What? There's a logic behind that twisted pair. Where they say it. Yeah, go ahead.
The reason it's twisted.
No, it's
we're stumbling over each other because of the lag, Will. The
no,
lag
go,
keeps going.
Hit it, Clive. Hit it, Clive. I know. I'm lagged up. Go, Clive.
Okay. The reason it's twisted is because if you run the cable near a mains cable and it induces electrical current into it, because it's twisted, it will induce it equally into the positive and negative, and it effectively cancels each other out.
Right.
And in the instance of RS-485, you do actually need the screen at both ends. You have to keep that wire intact and terminate it at both ends because it's used as a base reference for the voltages in the data wires.
Interesting.
So why is it on other communications?
On the control side?
Go ahead.
No, on the control side, on the HVAC side, there is so many. Honestly, there's just so many different people that say, "Oh, you do it this way, you do it that way." Johnson Controls does it one way. Train does it another way. Siemens does it another way. And even though it's within the standard, you try to make it as even as possible so everything works the same way. It's just about passing the data.
And people have cheated with RS-485 quite a lot in the past. They've simply connected an LED in an opto-isolator and a resistor across those data lines. And in that instance, you don't need the screen because it's literally powering the LED from the toggling data lines.
I have seen those.
And the 120 ohm resistor.
They're fun.
Yeah. The 120 ohm combination resistor makes it look like the cable. You can get reflections. You can't branch out. If you've got a very high speed data network RS-485, you can't just tee off or split in a Y style and just branch off in different directions. It has to loop round each item in one continuous line. And then if that 120 ohm resistor at the end to stop what are called signal reflections, where you actually get an electrical echo from the end of line. And the 120 ohm resistor stops that. And there's an article on Wikipedia. It's one of the most boring articles I've ever read. It's absolutely horrific how it works because it's just mind-blowing, the science. We just stick that resistor on, it's done. That's the main thing.
So I know what daisy chain is.
And
Sorry.
that's actually very...
What's Jason talking about daisy chain?
No, go ahead, Joe.
That's daisy
chain. Well, the daisy chain, what he's talking is that things are going, you start at the beginning of the line and go from device to device to device to device to device, and you end up at the end of the line and put that resistor there to make sure that the signal does not reflect back and create problems. The and I've run into it a million times, where you walk into a place and they're like, okay, so do you terminate the network properly? And they look at you and go like,
Many don't.
So that's a good thing
No,
right there. That's a good thing to know, actually.
no, and especially if you're dealing with anything that has to do with, if anything that you have to deal with BACnet. First question is the network terminated properly?
Got it.
You will see people. You will see their brains kind of short circuit a little bit. But is the network terminated properly?
But usually the end unit, there's two different like dip switches. Isn't there dip switches you can set for end unit, and it does it for you, doesn't it?
Well, no. It depends on the device. Okay. It depends on the device, because, for example, if you deal with like a what we use a lot lately, the Jace devices with the Honeywell Tritium that everybody buys from Honeywell, whether they're Schneider, whether it's Siemens, whoever it is, they do have a switch. They give you options, and there are options that you have to understand what you're doing. You can make it the end of the line device.
Yes.
You can bias. You can bias the line to pump the circuit. In other words, if you have a long line and you have this thing in the way, you can set the bias proper. You can set the bias, or say that it is none of the above. So, if you choose it properly, it works great. If you don't, you might have an issue.
Now, who wants to take an attempt on explaining baud rate? How does that?
I can do that.
Yeah, go for it.
Speed of data.
Yeah. Oh, that's easy. That's easy. It's just. Oh, sorry, guys.
Okay.
Trying to show my face here a little. Baud rate is just literally how fast you're passing those zeros and ones through the line. It comes from teletypes. You guys know what teletypes are?
No, I don't.
Literally, it was a typewriter that you could write on one end.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not that old, but I know what teletypes are.
Yeah. I know.
All right. Well, I think you were talking terminology here.
You could actually what they would. Yeah. It's about how do you pass data? How do you pass data?
Yeah, we could barely hear you, Will.
I know my internet sucks, guys.
Bad, yeah. So we're trying.
So getting back to the switchable termination resistors.
Yep.
The switchable termination resistors, it's quite handy just when you get to the end of line and you literally just click that switch and it puts that resistor in. But if people don't know and they're given a little bit of information, some people just set that switch in every unit and that just really loads the line down. It can actually make things much worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been there.
Yeah, I bet. I know a little, like just little things like that's in front of us. Like I remember, and that's why I look for. But other than that, like it's pretty interesting that side, and I think it's very beneficial for everybody, even to just go on a computer and what's it called? If the system's on a BACnet program or whatever program they're using, just to get on and not play around, but to get familiar with it and learn at least how the logic's working and how to play with that. I think
the thing that I do have to say when it comes down to BACnet troubleshooting, RS-485 troubleshooting, you have to be patient. And I'm pretty sure that Clive will back me up on this, where there are so many things that can just absolutely F up the system. And I will name names, for example, on this one. Johnson Controls, NAEs, they say that they can take so many device load per line. Oh, we can handle 64 devices per network segment.
Okay.
It is said that they can do that. Every time that you get close to 30 to 40 devices, it's gone.
No.
And this is just experience from not one, not two, not three, multiple places, because the way that they've set up the protocol to work with their system, it just doesn't work that well.
There's one. Was this? What's the basic one we put in, or guys want to put in? Zone, AutoZone, or whatever. Something like
the
that.
carpet store.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
It's another program. They just either take it out or put their not Johnson Controls, but like other. There's a lot of like smaller companies out there that use their own program, and I gotta admit they're really wanky, and it's just their services sucks. And they don't think outside the box. It's just they want to look at their lines and that's it. Anyways, but yeah, it's something like that. It's another program they put on top, and it's way easier than some other company who put theirs in. The same company that steals customers put their system, and you can't do anything about it, and it's so rankety. But anyways,
Oh, do you mean the systems that they lock other technicians out of, or there's no data, or there's
well,
a password code?
It's like you can't do anything. You're restricted. They restrict so much, you can't do nothing. So you're trying to solve a problem, but unless they from the back scenes put it on your screen, you're trapped. And I just feel restricted, and it sucks. And you're stuck calling them, their communication guys, and then I want this, or I want, and then they're going to charge you, obviously, and yeah,
dude, that's
no, but I got one for you, Joe.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, but I got one for you on this. If you're dealing with projects where you're dealing with that you're dealing with building automation, and they are supposed to do open backnet, there is zero effing reason that they will hold anything, because backnet is an ashtray open protocol.
You get anyone.
It's completely open. As long as you can read the points and write the points depending on what the point is, you can touch it.
Tell me something.
Of course.
How
it depends.
Go ahead.
No, you go, Joe.
How much work is it to to rip somebody's program out and put another one in? Like, it's a lot of work, though, right? Correct.
If you're trying to redo a campus or redo a building, you're going to get no help, because the guy who was there before, he's not going to give you anything.
Right.
You basically have to do a reverse engineer from whatever is usually on the front end side. And front end side is, nice graphics, things on a button, and do this and do that. And hey, I want to take this from auto to manual at such speed.
Right.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's not easy. You need a team. It's really a team effort, because you're literally going very much controllers.
This is
one by one, and no,
Hold on, we're gonna kick you out. Come back in. We're gonna kick him out. And come back in, Will, when you get a chance.
So it's interesting to note. There's another industry, the elevator industry, that has the same problem with custom networks and controllers and people being locked out. And say, for instance, with companies like Cone, you need their dedicated little program unit. And when they lose the contract, they actually can sometimes take modules or change the settings in the unit, literally to lock other companies out. So as a way around that, there is a evolved protocol. I think it's called OpenCAN or some OpenCAN.
Yeah, open something. I remember hearing a few guys talking about that. That's open. They could just go right on top of it.
But it's for the lift industry, and the idea is that, like, the motor drive inverters, they operate in that protocol. The call buttons and the sort of what they call the car operating panels operating the protocol, everything is universal. So you can choose which controller you're going to use, and just all modules are interchangeable. It's very good. It's quite well implemented as well. I don't think HVAC has that yet.
That is pretty evil, Chipmunk. Honestly, if they did something like that, because they're so big, they're like the founders. Well, here they're the biggest. I'm pretty sure everywhere they're the biggest, Coney. Still, everybody else besides them are just like whatever.
Yeah, it's still not working, Will. So
The small guys.
your connection just won't connect.
The four big players in that industry are Otis, Schindler, Cone, and
Otis.
TKE.
Yes, yeah. Actually, most of them are here. 3 of them, I believe.
Yeah,
Way
they're here
mentioned
too.
here. Yeah,
All over the
wow.
place.
Holy, that's crazy. 5 worldwide, same companies. What a monopoly.
Mhm.
But
Oh.
anyways,
All corporate entities these days, though, not the original
True.
inventive companies they used to be.
Yeah. All right. Well,
True.
I say we wrap the stream. We're
yeah,
getting towards the end. Don't go anywhere, Clive.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will catch you guys next week. I guess Bill will hopefully be here next week. We'll see. Maybe he won't be on baby duty, or because he enjoys Friday nights, he might be on baby duty again. So, who knows? No, we're joking around, but actually the reason why Bill has to be helping with the baby is because his wife's working. So Bill's got to do that. He's doing the right thing. So
he
Is
is.
he?